Hi, I'm Kathy Brooks, the host of The Kathy Brooks Show. Come discover three pillars: spirit, soul, and body.
Kathy Brooks Show starts now.
Everybody, it is so good to be back today. And those that are new, that are just stopping by, my name is Kathy. I'm the host of The Kathy Brooks Show. And tonight we'll have a special episode for you. This is part of my Life Makeover series. And the Life Makeover series is about men and women who have been able to make big changes in their lives, transformational things that have taken them from to next level. So tonight, I think it's most appropriate as we go into the holiday season. This is when we all begin to kind of let loose and eat and have a good time. And before we know it, we have tipped the scale a few pounds. But I would like to go ahead and get right into the episode. That way we'll have enough time for my guest to give us her story. And we'll go right ahead and get right into it. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my guest to you. Her name is Michelle Hayes. Michelle Hayes is an expert weight loss, health, and mindset coach. She helps women 40 and over lose weight and achieve their next level health and happiness goals. Sounds good so far? Her greatest vision and desire is to assist women in understanding that they are indeed worthy of good health and feel worthy of it. That's so important. Her mission is to share with women how they transform their health and live a life in accordance with their divine design by utilizing the power of the mind. Using her proven step-by-step formula allows her to accomplish this in as little as 30 days. Michelle has been coaching women through the most challenging yet exciting transformation into motherhood for over 25 years. In addition to working as a nurse and midwife, she is now an independent health coach dedicated to preventative health issues. All right, it is my great pleasure to have Michelle Hayes join us. Michelle, how are you? Well, we're waiting for Michelle to come in. Hey, Michelle.
Hey.
How are you tonight?
I am doing amazing, Kathy, and thank you so much for having me on the show, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. I really appreciate it, and I am so excited to be here just to talk to the audience and just bond with people, just have that connection.
All right. Well, we got a lot of ground to cover. That's why I didn't want to waste any time. Not only are you a health and wellness coach, you don't just talk about it, you are about it. You yourself has lost, 100 pounds?
120 pounds. That's the most I have lost, 120 pounds.
Wow.
Yes.
That is amazing. That is so good.
Thank you.
That is not an easy thing to do.
You know what? It's such a blessing though.
Wow. I know that has that been like the biggest challenging thing that you've done?
It's one of the biggest challenging things that I've done for sure. It's, when you are at a certain part in your time in your life and you facing things that that is part of what you need to do. So facing things like pre-diabetes, high blood pressure, chest pain, aches and pains, and you're like, well, I'm only 40 something. I'm not 80 something. And you're feeling, you're 40 something chronologically in age, but you're feeling 80 something.
Yeah.
And it's like, I need to do something. And obviously it's a mountain. It's a huge mountain that you have to climb, because that is that is no easy feat. I think even if you have 20 pounds to lose, it is no easy feat.
Yes.
I do not belittle. People come to me and say, "Oh, I only got 10 pounds to lose." You know what? I Obviously you're here with me talking about it because it's something that you desire in your heart, and it's you need
Mhm.
help, and it's no easy feat.
Yeah. So let's kind of let's break it down,
Mhm.
step by step. So from what I understand, this began with like a transformation that happened in your life. Like you went through a breakup. Is that how it all started? Aside from maybe some health challenges. Tell us
Yes.
how you started with this.
Well, okay, so let's I'm not going to go back too far, but I've always
Okay.
been the big girl in the group, right? I've
Hmm.
always been the one who's like got the extra pounds, extra weight. And as life happens, you gain weight. I've tried so many things in the past to lose weight, gain weight, and you gain it all back. But what
Right.
happened in 20 it was 27 2016 2017 2016, like my marriage started to go downhill,
Hmm.
right? 2017, it kind of got a little worse. And what happened to me was what really brought my life full on first in my face
Right.
for me to start asking the questions. Is this the kind of life that you want to live? What happened to me was I was, I want to say abandoned, but on our 7th anniversary, my ex-husband just disappeared on me, right? He just
Mm.
left me. With 7th anniversary, we're planning to have, and he left. And that really made me say, is this the kind of life you want to live? Is
Wow,
this the
that's
kind of life?
major.
So that was the first, it was the first, almost the first heart wrench that I had. And
Mm.
then I really started to look at my life. I look at how I was treating myself, right? Like, I deserve better than that. I said, this is why I'm so passionate about women feeling that they're worthy of the things that they desire in their life. Yes,
Right.
you
Right.
deserve to be, you're worthy of love, you're worthy of happiness, you're worthy of to feel good, you're worthy of health. So that was the first thing. Then I decided, or God decided, or however decided, that
Mm.
listen, we'll work on this marriage for a year. So that's what I did. But in that time, depression, things weren't going well. So I
Right.
turned to food. I turned to food
Mm.
and I turned to alcohol, because it was and in the meantime, though, I know that I'm putting on weight, right? I know
Right.
that I don't feel good in myself, but it's
Yeah.
almost like food was the only thing that was not judging me, or maybe I was judging myself mostly, right? So
Mm.
I would eat to make myself feel better, but then at the same time I knew that it wasn't good for me. So as that year went on, not only was I doing that, I gained more weight, and then that put in a different spin on the relationship,
Mm.
because now I'm getting, like, I don't feel good in myself. I don't want, don't want to be intimate or anything like that. So that put a different spin on that relationship. So
Oh,
I
wow.
kind of went into food, and then obviously the divorce the divorce happened,
Hmm.
and here I am, depressed, overweight, stressed out, not sleeping, and by yourself, trying to make yourself feel better, to soothe yourself. So it took me a few months to really say, is this, I mean, things like I couldn't sleep. This is one thing I tell people. I couldn't sleep laying flat because I had heartburn and chest pain,
Oh,
right? If I would get on a plane, this is how my weight went. If I would get on a plane, I was so embarrassed.
yeah. You have to get an extension.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I didn't want to cry, but this is the thing. I was so embarrassed to ask for an extension. And I just
Mm.
hoped and prayed that nothing happened on the plane, because my seatbelt couldn't buckle. And I hoped and prayed that nothing happened on the plane that would
Wow.
cause a problem because of my embarrassment for myself. So
Oh, oh my goodness, Michelle. Your story is I mean, it's your story, but it's a lot of other people's
it's a lot of
stories.
other people's story,
It's my story.
you
It's
know?
my story. And it's when you get into the state, you have to really, really examine yourself, really, really ask yourself some tough questions.
Yes.
And you got to do the work. You got to, once you start seeing it and you start asking yourself those tough questions, then you got to make a decision. And one of the things I say is once you make a decision, that decision you make will make you.
Will make you.
It will make you that person that you want to be. It will make you do those hard things that you don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But because you made a decision, it's more like a commitment. You're committed to the decision. You're committed to getting those end results. So all the rest of the stuff in between, it's hard, but it has to be done because you know that you want a better outcome. So, wow. Yeah, your story is, it's a lot of our stories, a lot of women.
It's a lot of people's story. And as you're so right about making decisions. And it's so many times we almost, when we ask people like what we want, like if you were to ask me at that point, like Michelle, what do you want? Yes, I wanted to lose weight. But at the same time, I was procrastinating on it. I was procrastinating on making that decision, as you said, that
Mm-hmm.
I have to do this for myself. Getting to the point where I realized no one's coming to save me, right?
No.
No one's
Mm-mm.
coming to save me. I can sit here and wish and hope. I go to the doctor. Every time I go to the doctor is telling me, well, we're going to have to increase your blood pressure meds. Your blood pressure is not coming down.
Wow.
We're going to, you need to lose some weight. See, what I tell people is that doctors are fantastic. Doctors are amazing, but doctors are there to react to what's going on. They are
Mhm.
not, they're really not here to help you heal. That's why they tell you, hey, you need to exercise, you need to eat healthy. They know that the healing has to come from the individual. It has to
Right,
come from
right.
you. And
That's true.
they will applaud you and they will do the things that they need to do, but in essence, they are reacting to what you come into them with.
Well, yeah, but I mean, nobody can do the work for you, of course.
Nobody can do the work for you.
And I would love somebody to go and do all my push-ups and all my stuff and eat the food. But
Girl,
it's not gonna
and
work like
do that burpee thing.
that.
That is from the devil. I tell anybody, burpees are from the devil. I don't care.
They are. They are. If you don't mind, I want to share something
Mm,
with the people. It's one of your posts actually on
mm,
your Facebook page.
mm,
It's kind of long, but I want to read it because when I read it, it was kind of it brought me back to how I felt in the
mm,
beginning. So this is how it goes. Um, I was scared to even weigh myself. I didn't want to see the number on the scale. I knew I didn't feel good in my skin. I didn't I didn't feel like me. I knew just I knew if I could just lose the weight, I would feel better. I wanted to find me again. In spite of all this, I would put I would put off getting started. Yeah, me too. Because I had gotten so good on quitting on myself when things did not go as fast as I wanted. And I procrastinated because I had tried so many things in the past. When you finally realize that time is running out on you, you also realize that procrastination is the killer of your weight loss goals. The biggest thing I did was to just start. I set myself a goal of 30 days. You too can do the same. We tend to procrastinate when we put big, overwhelming targets in front of us. Before you are diagnosed with some kind of ailment that can potentially be life threatening, unlike money, time is something, even if you have money, you cannot make more of. That is so true. I talk about that all the time.
yeah.
Time is our biggest commodity. Fear may be stopping you from taking the first step towards losing weight. But if you're watching other people, watching them make their weight loss and and health goals, and somewhat jealous and envy, then it's a sign you want to be healthy and you want a healthy and great life. It goes on just a little bit longer, but everything you said in there resonated with me.
Right.
Everything you said resonate with me.
Yeah.
The fact that you procrastinate, the fact that you want it and you desire for it, the fact that you're looking at other people reaching their goals, and time.
Yeah.
Time, I
Yes.
say it's our biggest commodity,
Yeah.
more than money. You can make money.
You can
Money
make
comes
money.
and
Yes.
go,
Yeah.
but time is something we'll never get in.
You can't get back. You can make money, you can lose money, you can get it back.
Mhm.
Right? We do it all the time. We invest in things, it may not work out, we make that money back, stuff like that. But time is something that you can't get back.
Well, also, 30 days is going to pass in your life, whether you do something or not.
Yes.
So you may as well
Yes.
do
Wow.
something with your 30 days.
Yes.
So with that said, let's talk about now I'm going to share just a little bit.
Yeah.
I've also had a weight loss. I went through a big weight loss. It was big for me, about 40. I think I lost about 50 pounds. I've gained some of it back, but now I am ready to get back in that space, because
Yes.
a lot of things happen, but when you're familiar, your body goes back to what it knows.
Woo, child.
It
That one right there, that
goes
that
back.
is something that people need to understand. They need to understand about the habits of your body and how your mind has you. We don't even know really the power of habits and the power of what you've laid down in your mind, and
Hmm.
how that can actually, you people say to me all the time, well, I thought I was eating right, I thought I had this. Not understanding that their habits and their paradigms and their past mindset is what is really making them put the weight back on, and they don't know how.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. So let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about I've heard people say that. I've heard that when you have bad habits, you don't really you don't lose those habits. You just replace them with better habits.
Mm-hmm.
So as you start to do things differently, you don't do those old things anymore.
Right.
So talk about the mind. Talk about, like, in this 30-day period,
Mhm.
what do you kind of set up for people to start to do? Do you
But
talk
when
about
it
that?
So when it comes to mindset, first and foremost, the program, I mean, I love working with women. Obviously, all my career, no matter what career I was, I work with women. But we first
Hmm.
have to understand that our body functions differently. So when it comes to mindset, when it comes to weight loss, first and foremost, one of the first things that I used to ask for people is, where do you see yourself?
Okay.
Right? Because it doesn't, people won't admit it, most people won't admit it, but if you ask the question, where do you see yourself, if you were to lose this weight, what do you see for yourself? Right?
Right.
So you cast in that vision of, listen, I might be able to be off my medication, I might be able to reduce my insulin, I might be able to play with my grandkids. So that's
Hmm.
the first thing you do, because then what you want to do, you want to cast the vision. As you cast the vision, you then start to create in the person's mind a new image. Right.
Okay.
So by creating that new image, I start working on them. Okay, we have this image. Let's look at the belief system that you have that will take you to that image. And this is where we get to rewrite some of those habits you were talking about, Kathy. Right?
Hmm.
Because when we realize at that point in time that there's certain habits that keeping us in the same position. So one simple thing is like this. You know what? All my family have been big.
Yeah.
All right. From nana to grandma, every woman in my family is big. And in your body, you don't feel good. And you kind of know that, hey, this is may not be the body for me to live in. Right?
Yeah, really, really, to speak on that, sometime I know I'm gonna say something that hurt some people, or hurt their feelings, but sometimes that's an excuse to
Yes,
say.
it is but it's actually an excuse, but it's one that you believe. Right? We believe it. And because in the back of our mind, we know it's an excuse, but we also have a belief that this is why it's so easy to conform to it.
Mm.
because it's a belief system. So what the first thing that we do with the mindset work is we start looking at these beliefs. We start looking at, why do you think that because everybody in your family, has high cholesterol, you have to have high cholesterol,
Right,
right?
right, right, right.
So is it true? We start looking at those mindsets and then start shifting those. And as you said, Kathy, it's so important that people understand when you try to change a habit, if you don't replace it with a better or a different habit, the old one is going to come back. And what we do for a while, when we start to lose weight, people start to lose weight. They may do the habits, they may drink the water, they may do what you're supposed to, they may eat the food, right? But they're
Yeah.
not really looking at the mindset, like, why am I doing this? Right. And when you don't look at it, because I'm living testimony, I tell you, I've lost 50 pounds in the past and put it back on and more. I've lost 60 pounds in the past and put it back on and more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I did not deal with how my mind was working, right?
Wow.
How was my
Yeah.
mind set up for this weight loss? Because what I did was I thought that, okay, I lose the weight now. Oh, I can just go back to what I was doing. I can eat whatever I was doing. I can do whatever I was doing. And not be, and the body gets, look, oh, yes, girl, go right back.
I know. That's so true. I mean, like a couple of things you said. I had a guest on last week who he reversed his diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to reverse his diabetes. And one of the questions I had for him was, is it something that was in your family history? And he said no. And what that told me is that, like you just said, it's not that some things are in your family history, but some things is just based on bad habits.
Oh, yes.
How we eat, how we learn to eat, and what we quote enjoy, the good things that we enjoy that are comforting to us. Not everything that we enjoy is good for us.
Good girl.
The word says that everything is permissible.
Yeah.
Everything is permissible, but
Yeah.
not everything is good for you.
Good for you.
So
Yes.
that's a good one. And then when you talked about the mindset, thinking about, I used to, like if I had some big event coming up, I pretty much starve myself or, do a quote quick diet and lose the weight. But I never thought it beyond that point.
Yes.
I got into whatever the outfit was, and then it wouldn't even be 24 hours later, it's tight again.
Yeah.
Because,
right.
The mindset is going to it's going to put you in, you get the right mindset, it's going to put you into the lifestyle. It's not something you do on a 30-day period or 100-day period or whatever day period. It's a life change.
It's a life change. Mindset is a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
It's a big deal. I mean, and this is the thing. This is another thing that I tell people in the 30 days. You're going to develop skills. You're going to look at your food intake. You're going to look at how things affect your body. That's another thing that we need to understand too, because it still happens to me sometimes. Being human, it still happens to me sometimes where I would like eat something, and the 2 days later, I feel heavy, I feel sluggish. I go on the scale, and my scale is saying 5 pounds heavier. But when you understand that there's other things that work, in your body that causes inflammation and causes your body to react a certain way to the results you get in. And this is when you start doing things from the top down and out. So you start thinking consciously about what's going on. Then you say, okay, consciously, this is what's going on. I'm going to see how my body reacts to it. So then you subconsciously it comes, and then you see the results. The results are maybe a weight on the scale. The results are maybe certain of your joints start hurting and stuff like that. So then you say, okay, let's look back on what I did over the last few days and see what is it that I needed to shift, I needed to change. And this is where the more you do that, the more you get in tune with your body, the more your mind and your body starts working in harmony with each other, right? Because this is what we want to create, that unison. And
well, to be honest with you, one of the things that used to be a big setback for me is I let the scale rule me.
Yeah.
Every time I got on the scale, I got disappointed and I went back to my old way because I didn't see the changes that I thought. I would work hard, get on the scale, no change. And I let that rule me until I started to understand. I made a decision. I'm not going to worry about the scale. What I did was I took all my measurements like at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the month. I weighed myself at the beginning of the month
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't look at it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the work because I didn't want that to be a barricade. I didn't want that
Right.
to be a roadblock for me.
Right.
And so that helped me. I don't
Yeah.
know, that helped me. And uh, now, even though I've gained some weight, I don't allow the scale to beat me up. I don't
Yeah,
allow
no, you can't allow the scale to beat you up at all.
it's
What you have to do is the scale is just some information.
yeah.
This is how you have to look at it. This is just another another piece of information that I need to take and I need to work with it. It's just like if you're running a business. If you're running a business, right, you have numbers. You will look at your bottom line, right? You look at what comes in this week, you look at what comes in next week.
That's
Right?
good. That's good.
These numbers tell you what you need to do, what you need to change in your business. If you look at your body like that, okay, what is the scale saying? What is my measurement saying? Okay, this is some information. Do I like this information or do I not like this information?
Okay, okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Well, I
And
like that. I like the way you
yeah, so if you don't like the information, then what do I need to do? This is where mindset again comes in. You start asking yourself the right questions. What do I need to do to change this information?
okay, okay. So uh one of the things you said was how your body reacts to food,
Mm-hmm.
how things change. Let's talk about because I know that you work with women 40 and older.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, I remember when I was younger, and then they said, when you hit 30, when you hit 40, you ain't gonna be able to lose weight. Your body gonna change, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be so hard to lose 1 pound. I had heard all these things, so I had internalized that. And
Yes.
I thought,
Yes.
because when I did lose weight, I was over 40.
Yes.
I was over 40 when it happened. So I know it's possible,
Mm-hmm.
but like you said, that mindset,
Yes.
those thoughts need to be shifted. So you know, as part of I'm gonna review some of the things you said, that when you come to someone and the things that you work on, you cast a vision.
Yes.
I think vision casting is so important. I
Mm.
mean, it's something that's done in business.
Yes.
It's something we need to do in our lives.
It's something we need to do in our
We
lives.
need
Yes.
to cast that vision out there, what it is we want to see, where do we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And we suffer for beauty and fashion. Let's get ourselves together. I'm guilty. I want to look good in my clothes too,
Yeah.
but I also want to be healthy and fit. I think
There you go.
there's a
There
difference.
you go.
Healthy is eating properly, getting the right foods in and all that. But fit, when you climb up the stairs, you're not huffing and puffing.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be healthy and fit, and then we have to work on our belief system
Mm-hmm.
and say the right things and begin to make those changes so we can see those results in our bodies and everything.
So not everybody, that's the other thing. Not everybody wants to be a certain size. And this is another thing that is so unique about how I work with people. Not everybody wants to be a certain size. And then when we do the vision,
Okay,
we do the feeling,
the
right?
feeling.
The feeling. Because feeling, it doesn't matter what you do, feeling is the thing that will get you there.
Okay.
I used to feel that I was in this certain body,
Okay.
right? When I got to that, I had a set a goal for myself. Initially, the first goal I set for myself was to lose 50 pounds.
Okay.
Knowing that I've already accomplished that, that's another thing. When I had already accomplished that, and I knew how I felt, but I also knew how I felt when I was 150 pounds because I had made it there once before.
Okay.
And I knew the feeling. Everything that we do in this life is on a feeling. If you want to feel good about who you are or what you want to have a good day, you smile. You may think about your kids. You may think about your grandkids. You think about your kids running up to you or your grandkids running up to you, hugging you. How does that make you feel?
Okay.
Right? When you attach a feeling to the vision, there is nothing that you wouldn't do to get there.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Right? Because everything is here for us already. Right? We have the tools, we have the knowledge. This is another thing that I quote through is this knowing. I know what I need to do. You wouldn't think that as a nurse, I didn't know what I needed to do at 260 pounds, 270 pounds. So, I got to as high as 280 something pounds,
Hmm.
right? I had the knowledge. 20 something years as a nurse, I had the knowledge. And I get healthcare workers who says, I know what I just need to do. I just don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? We know about eating healthy. We know about drinking water. We know about doing all that. How do you wake up every morning and say, today, I'm going to do this?
Yeah.
This is where the vision and this is where the feeling comes in.
True. That's so true. Yeah. Yeah. You got to break it down by the day.
Yes, by the day. Every day you wake up and you say, because this is how I did it. It took me 15 months to lose 120 pounds.
That's good. That's not a long time.
Right.
That's really good.
Right. So every day I had to wake up and say, okay, I'm going to do this again. I had that success yesterday. Yesterday's gone though.
Right.
But today I'm going to do it again.
Right. We have to live in the now. Oh, that's really good because talk to us about when you had those days where you didn't want to do it. Did you how did you overcome those kinds of days? I'm sure it was some mixed in there, sprinkled.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I remember there was a whole month in this journey that I did not lose 1 pound.
Ooh.
Like 30 full days, I did not lose 1 pound. But here's what I would go back to. How was I feeling at the beginning? And how am I feeling now?
Mm-hmm.
This is why feeling is so important. How am I feeling now? What is it that I could do now that I couldn't do then?
Yeah.
Right? So when I got up on those days where I'm like, oh my God, I would just feel like not doing what I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I would then talk to myself about where I want to go. Like, you remember, girl? You remember that dress that didn't fit you so well? Look at that dress now. You going shopping in your own closet now, girl.
Yeah.
Because you have 5 different sizes in your closet. So now I can go shopping in my closet. I can go for the smaller size now. And you know what? I used to give myself grace.
Yeah.
One of the things I would give myself grace is, okay, today I may have had something that may have not been on the menu. May have had a slice of pizza. I'm at work. This is what we have. I had a slice of pizza. But I would have a slice. I would savor it. This is one thing I talk about too. You have a craving for a piece of cake. You have a craving for something. There is no reason to have the whole cake. It's a craving. 5 bites. 5 bites. And if you savor those 5 bites, take one at a time and really savor it.
That's so true. And not just for the cravings. I think we need to do that for one thing. When I learned to do is to savor whatever my meal is. Don't eat in front of TV. Don't eat in front of the computer. Don't eat with your phone in your hand. And another thing I do is I take my food. I don't care where I am. I used to carry, my lunches everywhere when I was out. I put a napkin out, fix the table, and just enjoy it.
Enjoy
it, look at it, and enjoy it. Because we eat so fast, we forget. Did I eat?
We forget that we eat.
Did I eat?
I'm a nurse. I'm a labor and delivery nurse. So there are many times that in my career that I have started eating and come back into the break room 3 hours later after having a baby with someone, and my food is over there cold, exposed, because I had to run.
Oh.
Right. So, people probably saying, well, Kathy, you have time to open a napkin and eat and stuff like that. It's not really what she's saying is when you're eating, be in the moment.
Exactly.
You're right.
You're right.
Be in the moment and eat your food. We do so many things. Live in such a distracted world as it is,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
these distractions actually can cause you a lot of grief and discomfort if you are not being mindful. And that's another thing we talk about in the program, mindfulness, right? Being
Yeah.
mindful of how you feeling, because we all know we have stresses in our lives. We have things that is in the back of our minds. All of these things play a part in the way that you would interact with your food. You may get up in the morning, I'm like, you know what, I really don't feel like working out today.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cold outside, there's snow, right? I know I'm supposed to go, but this is why accountability is so important. This is why I
Yeah.
tell
It's
people.
good. That's good. And back on that point, when I was asking about how do you do it when you don't want to do it.
Accountability, having somebody that you can be accountable to, or something that you're accountable for. So one of
Hmm.
the things I did, and one of the things I did was I started doing things that I like to do and being accountable for it. So I like running,
Hmm.
and so I would sign up for my little 5Ks.
Okay.
So because I was signed up for the 5K, I had to either go out and there walk or go out there and train. I don't want to be at the end of the 5K panting and falling over and can't make 5K, right? So,
Yeah.
so I make a commitment to something.
Yes.
You can make a commitment to someone to hold you accountable. Say, hey girl, listen, this is what I want to accomplish. It doesn't matter, I want to lose 10 pounds by January 1st. I want to accomplish this. How can we do this together? And
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think that's really good. Um, I wanted to add something else too.
yeah,
When you was talking, I had thought about it, then it left my mind. But this is one that I learned to do on those periods. You remember you said in a whole month you didn't lose any weight. That's kind of discouraging, but you do go back and look where you are.
yeah,
In those times, what I used to do is what's called non-scale
victories.
victories.
Yes.
You know, am I able to, when I started out, am I able to do 20 push-ups without stopping?
Hmm.
Am I able to do XYZ? If I put on my jacket and it
Yes.
fits better, even though I haven't lost any weight, I've lost some inches.
Yes.
You have to start counting those small things. And then when you don't see anything near, go back when I went and wrote down all my
Road. Yeah.
measurements. Go back, remeasure yourself, and see if there's a difference. There may
Yes.
be a difference that you can't see when you get on the scale.
This is so important. And this is another thing. That's why I love one of the things I love doing with my clients. I love having them take face pictures before. Just
Mm,
the face. Because sometimes when they go through those weeks where they may not lose weight or anything like, or they may have gained a pound. So then what I do is I take the face picture from that week to this week and I show it to them.
okay.
And I say, and they are always shocked at the way their face looks.
Yeah.
But they're always shocked at the way we feel. I'm standing this way. I took a picture. They're always shocked at those comparison pictures because
Yeah.
that is really where people see the difference as well. And it's, as you said, those non-scale victories, they make a world of difference, and they give you that oomph to just move on from there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
One of
Yeah.
the things that it helped me really was to talk to my family.
Okay.
You know, and people who know me when I was a certain weight, they would always say, "Auntie, we're so proud of you." So when you have people within your corner, that environment, that's why you have to get that supportive environment. You get
Mhm.
that accountability. You get that girl high five for you for keeping going. High five for you for not giving up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Yeah. I wanted to speak on that as well because in the early times when I was trying to lose, and then like you said in your post, I used to quit on myself all the time
Yep. Yep.
because it started getting hard, and I was like, I'll come back to this some other time. I'm not really into this right now. But once I decided that it didn't matter what this girl said, I just knew that I had to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
So for those who say I don't have anybody that
Mm-hmm.
that I can be accountable with, I don't have anybody to work out with me, I don't have anybody that's on my side.
Mm-hmm.
I say to them, create a team.
Oh,
And the way
yes.
you can do that, there's all kinds of apps out there now. One of the ones I've used in the past, and there's probably a lot of other ones.
Yeah.
One is called MyFitnessPal.
Yes.
And it'll track you, it'll give you those high fives.
Mm-hmm.
It'll
Oh,
give
yes.
you, and then there's a whole nother community that you can interact with.
Exactly.
That, you post, you may not have a friend or you may not have anybody that cares what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's passionate for you. You start to create your own little village. You post something, somebody will say, hey girl, go for it.
Go for it. Yeah.
So you can't use the fact that I don't have anybody. I don't nobody's on my side. Nobody cares. Sometimes strangers can be some of the best.
Even the best support. Because guess what? Guess what? The thing with strangers is they're not judging you from past things that you've done.
Yes.
Right. Look, well-meaning family members have been responsible for a lot of people quitting on themselves. Right. Well-meaning people who love you.
Yeah.
Right. And the first thing they says, girl, remember that time when you tried that thing and it didn't work?
They bring back that history.
They bring it back to you. Right.
With a piece of cake. With a piece of cake.
With love.
Yeah.
Right. Because they really don't want to hurt you. But they're trying to protect you. But that protection sometimes is what can cause problems. Like I heard it says that, one of the things when it comes to your mind and it comes to what you're doing, you really can't control what other people are saying. So you really can't control the birds in the sky, how many people are around you and stuff like that. But guess what? You could control the bird that you want to choose to nest in your own head. Right? You could control that. And as you said, when you're around strangers that is encouraging you and that is supporting you and giving you those high five, just for the small things, the fact that you woke up this morning and you decide, you know what, I really didn't feel it, but I know I'm supposed to do 5 miles today or 3 miles today or go for a 2-mile walk. But, all I could muster was 30 minutes or 30, half a mile. I've done that too. I've done that where I couldn't, I had set in my mind what I wanted to do, and all I could muster was 20 minutes. And you know what? That was 20 minutes me not being on the couch.
Right. And I think it's so important. And I remember back, for those that say, you're older now, you're at a different stage in your life. You may not can do all that HIIT and heavy exercising and all that. But this is a quote that I've heard, that abs are made in the kitchen.
Oh, it's 100%. 100%. It's just like people think summer bodies are made in the winter. Right? It's not like it's a cliche in a way, but really if you want to be in that bikini in the summertime or in that swim,
you don't wait till the summer to do
or those pair of shorts. Okay, we're not gonna wait. This is why January 1st is so big for people, because January 1st, all the holidays are out of the way. So what people are doing now is that they're all aiming for spring. They're looking at the next holiday, which is the spring holiday. They're working at summer vacation. And now as we come out of this pandemic and more people are trying to get back out and to do the things that they want to do, this is where, I'm weight loss goals are going to be off the roof again January 1st.
I'm so glad you're here right now, because this is the time we need you. We're going into the holiday season. This is the time where people gain weight, they eat like crazy. They just overindulge. And then that next step, after Christmas, then it's the January when everybody start making their goals and all of that. That's the reason why I kind of wanted to get started right now, because I need it right now. I don't need to wait till January. I need it.
And this is the thing. and this is the thing. And what I tell people is, okay, let's for example, we're looking at, this is Thanksgiving week, and we're going to have Thanksgiving meal. So we have Thanksgiving. We have maybe the day after Thanksgiving if you do leftovers, right?
Okay.
Then that's done, right? That's 2 days. The next big time we eat in maybe a holiday party, if you have one,
Okay.
and then you have Christmas and New Year. There's 5 days out of the next 6 weeks that you really think to yourself, that's all the days that I really gonna really, if you think to yourself, that's all the days I'm really gonna binge and or whatever you want to call it, and eat what I want and do what I want. The next 30 days in that, do you know how much progress you can make around that?
Hmm.
That's just 5 days.
I never
So
thought
when
of
people
that.
make it as this a whole season, unless you're sitting down to have a full 6 course meal every day with turkey and gravy and everything like that, right? And people, oh no, I don't want to do it now. It's the holiday, and
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
5 days.
yeah.
Boo. 5 days,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, turkey and dressing could be very healthy. It just depends on how you want to do
It
it.
all depends on how much. Well, I don't know how much turkey people can eat, but it's not something that I can eat a lot of. But it all depends on how you eat it. People can eat turkey and dressing all the way. If you make some healthy cranberry sauce with fresh cranberries and stuff, and don't put too much sugar and all that stuff
Right,
in it,
right, right. You know,
it's good for
and
you.
then again, that comes with learning. That comes with making changes. And I mean, this is possible. This is possible.
It's so possible. If I can do it, guys, let me tell you something. If I can do it, I am I am from the Caribbean, West Indian. We like to eat carbs. We love all of that stuff. Rice is our staple food. We have
Uh,
we have other things. We have roti. We have all of these things. We eat. We
mm,
eat. And does that mean to say that I don't indulge in those things? Yeah, every now and then I make myself some rice and peas and stuff like that. But it's not on it's a different way to eat. It's about living. I call it the 90-10 rule, right?
okay.
We're not going to wipe everything off the plate, because that is limiting. That right there is a limiting belief. So now I'm limiting everything, right? You
Yeah.
want chocolate? Have a piece of chocolate. You don't have the whole bar.
But it's strange. As soon as I decide, anytime I've ever did one of those type of quote diets where I eliminate stuff, though everything I've eliminated is everything that I want to eat.
Oh yes,
And I
because
end up failing because all I think about is the stuff I
and
can't have.
you see it everywhere. Then you see it everywhere, right? You haven't
Yeah.
had a piece of cake for like 8 months, and then all of a sudden, everywhere you go, there's their favorite cake. Everybody's talking about your favorite cake,
I
and
know.
you leave the company, and guess where you go? You didn't even know how you ended up at the store, and you buy a slice of this cake. You didn't even know how you got there. You're like,
I'm
with
so
plate in
guilty.
hand. You're like, oh, I just ate that.
And then you eat it so fast. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, what happened to that cake?
You
I
see,
am totally guilty. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I'm
so
guilty.
it's again, these are the things that when you learn about your subconscious habits, when you learn about the things that these habits that you don't even sometimes remember that you have those habits.
Mhm.
And when you learn about them, when you start working on them and you start dealing with them, and you're like, wait a minute, how do I then change that? How do I
Yeah.
just change that habit? And you talk about it earlier about replacing it with something else. But how do you replace a bad habit or stuff like that? Well, one of the things that we do, and this is how one of the things I was able to do for that whole month, was because I had a repetitive thing that I did every day.
Uh-huh.
Right? I would wake up in the morning, like I would check in with myself, I would check in with my body, I would check in with my mind, like,
Mhm.
how are you feeling today? Right? Simple things like, hey, you know what? Yes, as you're right. I, for a long time, I had a dress that I used to hang up on on the front of my door,
Oh yeah.
and I wanted to get into that dress. So even though I didn't lose the weight, guess what? That dress was still reminding me, hey, that's the dress you want to get into.
Mm.
So it's just doing those repetitive things every day. Everything that we do is formed by habit. You learn to tie your shoe by habit. You learn to walk by habit,
Yeah.
right? And when you do those things automatically, unconsciously, and this is where when I work with women, this is where I want to get them. So
Okay.
we start working on that really right away in the 30 days. I want to find out why you want to lose weight, and not just the surface level. I don't want the surface level.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds because I think that would, no. I want you to go in and tell me why. What is that thing that when you lose that 10, 50, 20, 30 pounds, what is that thing that you would want to feel? And the thing that people tell me all the time, you know what? I want to be around for my kids. I want to be around for my grandkids.
Yes.
I want to be able to play with my grandkids, or I want to be able to not be that one person. I want to be that one person in my family that don't die at 64.
Mm. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so we really work on that, and then we set that goal and we work on that goal, and we look at your action steps that you take. How, those things like, I don't know what to do. Well, what are we doing right now? Let's look at the things that's not productive right now.
Okay.
All the things that's not productive that's you doing right now. Okay. And we're going to look at them, and then we're going to say, okay, so what is the productive things that we need to do to get you to your goal?
Well, everything. This, I mean, we can go on and
We
on
can
and
go
on.
on and on.
This is a topic that's near and dear to me. And first, before we get into too much, I want you to tell everybody how they can reach you,
Mhm.
your website and your Insta and your Facebook,
Okay.
and then I'll come back to something else I wanted to say.
Okay. Well, my Facebook is www.michelle.coach2031.
Okay.
And my Instagram is Michelle R_Hayes. I do have a website. It's www.wealthymichellecoach.com.
Okay.
Um, and on that website too has my podcast. That also I do a podcast.
Oh
And
yeah, that's
that's
right.
gonna be,
Rise up,
yeah,
right?
yeah, her rise. Yes. You can also, if you once you hop on Facebook, yeah, I do have a group there. In that group, I have like recipes and all of that stuff like that that you can tap into. So
Okay.
that you can see my Facebook is called um, Her Rise, Healthy Body, Healthy Mindset. So you can hop onto that group too. So
Okay. Well,
that's how
that's
you can
good.
reach
I
me.
mean, Michelle has a wealth of information for us. And I was talking to her prior to us starting, and I was telling her that I'm about to undergo a challenge for myself because I'm ready to, I have some pounds that I like to shed. And I'm going to work with Michelle, and we're going to come back and let you know how it went. And
Yeah.
we'll probably go ahead and document it so that we can have it, and we'll come back. I'm probably going to take a break for December.
Yeah.
Probably in the new year, I'll check, see how our scheduling is,
Yes.
and we'll come back because I think people that may not be ready now will probably
Mhm.
want to be ready then. But
Yeah.
then we have something we could show them to
We
say,
could show. Absolutely.
this is what
Absolutely.
we did. This is what
Absolutely,
Kathy
Kathy.
did.
Yes.
Because, like I say, if I can do anything, anybody else can do it. I'm no
Girl,
special person.
listen, we're nobody special. And this is why I believe I love your show where you actually talk about soul alignment, right?
Oh
Because
my goodness.
we share our soul so that other people can say, hey, you know what? We connect with that, because
Mhm.
our souls are what connects with other people. And it's so
Right.
important to people understand we are spirit, our spiritual DNA is perfect. We need to now just take the stuff that we know that we are perfect and work with it, because we have to, we can't just be spiritually perfect. We have to honor God with our body. We have to honor God with our spirit. We have to honor God with our minds. And this, the
Exactly.
honoring part is where I love it, because I'm so holistic. I just love to people to feel that power.
You're exactly right. And spirit, soul, and body, it's my thing. But what we're talking about here, we're talking about making changes that's gonna reflect in our bodies. However,
Hmm.
the
Yes.
change is spiritual.
Yes.
Spiritual, because we're talking about the mind.
Yes.
So we're a third, spirit,
Mhm.
soul, and body. But whichever one you give the most emphasis to is the part that's going to be in control.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if your mind and your spirit is in control, your body can do nothing but follow.
But
When your body is the one that's in control, everything else is out of balance.
yeah, you
You
cannot
can't allow
neglect
your
it.
body to run your life.
You cannot neglect it. You have to everything. You have to take everything with care, and you cannot neglect it. And this is one of the major, major, major things that I learned on my journey, that I could not neglect my mind, because wherever my mind went, this is where my body went.
Oh yes.
Yeah, where I was thinking, this is where my body went. And so this is why I also forget to mention, Kathy, that I am doing my 30-day, lose up to 30 pounds in 30-day challenge, because I want to get people jump start.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get on that bandwagon. I don't know, have you started yet? When does it start?
Well, you can start anytime, because it's so I individualize it for everybody.
Okay, okay.
Right. This is the beautiful part. Because there are things that I have to get to know. Like maybe you have allergies and stuff like that. So I individualize it, especially when it comes to eating and stuff like that, so that I can get people to say, okay, can we work on this? This is the individual part. So people can start at any time. I do have a new group that I want to do a group session again, where we have more accountability, that starts in December 1st. So again, in December, we have 2 days or 3 days where we're going to eat our faces off. Christmas, the day after Christmas, and New Year.
Okay,
so
okay.
The other 27 days.
That's so exciting. We're going to talk afterwards. We're going to
Yeah.
talk afterwards. I'm going to reach out to you and we're going to get that done. But I'm excited about that because I'm ready and I've been thinking about it. There's been a lot of changes in my life as far as like my scheduling and all that.
Yes.
So now I'm challenged with, how do I deal with this new schedule that I have?
Yes.
And I'm older now, but I can't incorporate as much of the cardio and stuff that I used to.
Right. No,
I used to go hard in the gym, but I'm trying to figure out how to navigate this in the new place that I am. I know it's possible.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
This will be the first time that I've gotten like, your kind of help and all of that. A lot of stuff I was reading and all that, but I'm excited to work with you. And I'm excited not just to work with you, to get the results and to share it with everybody.
That's so true. That's so true. So
everybody got a pound here or there, because I've lost thousands of pounds over the years.
Me too.
I've lost thousands of pounds.
Every other week you're trying something new.
Up and down. But I'm sure everybody had that same story. Again, I'm enjoying this conversation and I could talk forever, but I know I just want to tell you, I appreciate you stopping by.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Taking your time, sharing your knowledge and what you're going to do after the show and the things that we're going to do together. I'm even more excited about it. Thank you for rearranging your schedule. We were supposed to do this first season, but that's okay. I think the timing, everything in the right time is perfect.
Yes.
The timing is perfect. So we're winding up. Let's see. Well, we're winding up our time, and I don't want to continue to hold you. And I appreciate every one of you all for tuning in. And I will see you next week. Well, actually, I'm working on something, but you'll see me. Connect with me on Instagram. Connect with me on Facebook. And I think that's it. And go up and check out Michelle. I'm gonna start posting once we get together and have our conversation. I'll be posting what we're doing and what I find out in the 30-day thing. I already know it's gonna be fire. I already know
it's gonna be fire.
I got some clothes in my closet that's kind of tight that I'm squeezing into. I'm ready. Oh yes, I'm pulling them out, hanging them all over my wall. So I'm gonna be ready to get in them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, bye.